Hey guys, it's Deb. I'm here to show you the part 2 of making your own paper. And what I did here was I peeled off, this is corn silk. I had gotten online Deco Art Paper Perfect. This is a mocha cream in this container. These don't go that far. They're cheap, like a little over $2, but they don't go very far. So you might want to get a few jars. This is great for children. I want to tell you that because it's non-hazardous. It's ideal for scrapbooks and paper crafts. Let's see. It does take a little while to dry, a day or so, but you can dry and peel it off. It's soap and water clean and non-toxic. So it's great for kids if you want your kids to get involved and just have a fun day making things. So this is the mocha cream, and I got corn silk, and this one is an off-white. So those three I got, and like you saw in the other video, I put it down on wax paper, and then when it dried, I peeled it off. So when I peeled it off, I decided to put a stencil down, and I sprayed it with Glimmer Mist. So this is how great it looks with Glimmer Mist. Really, really nice. Think of the possibilities for tags and for mini albums and scrapbooking pages and mixed media on canvas. You can actually apply this right to the canvas. So what I wanted to show you also, which was really cool, I'll show you here, is if you take a feather, actually we're going to do it on this one because there's no Glimmer Mist on it yet. This is the this is the mocha cream. And this impressions and everything are from the wax paper. So if you take a feather and you put it down, you want to use Glimmer Mist. So this is called Chocolate Covered Cherries. I had to pick up my my mat, the one that I use for quilting, because it got ruined. So I figured I'll just use the table, and if you can't see something, I'll just put paper underneath it. But anyways, so here it is. So I thought this was really, really cool. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So that's with a feather. So think of the possibilities. You could really use anything that you want to put an impression on. And look at the feather. It's going over these bumps that were created by the wax paper. So now I just made it look old. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Very cool. I'm going to be ordering more of this because, like I said, it doesn't go very far. So I wanted to show you what else I did. I'm making a page for my altered book. I'm not sure how I'm going to use it yet, but this is what I did. With the one that I did, look at this, how cool. What I did is that I made a hole in it just to see how it would take, you know, if you wanted to actually make an impression, like if you like a cookie cutter. You can actually take a cookie cutter excuse me, and cut out shapes. So what I did here was I took the newspaper clippings and I started putting it into it when it was wet. Well, I put a little paper clip, I put some buttons, I put this little Tim Holtz thing that says altered, I put a key that says life on it. So all these are indented, were pushed into this while it was wet, and now they dried into it. This says soar with the little girl, and it says wings to soar. And I put blossom. I found blossom. It's blossom time. I found that in the paper, so I had to put that in there because we all know who Blossom is. and then you could put buttons. Like here I put some buttons. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I'm going to use this in my altered book. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll just cut out pieces and journal on the back of them. Or I'll just put holes in this and then just put it in as a page. And just show this as a page in my altered book. So think of the possibilities. There's a ton of things that you can do. You can even paint them if you want to get acrylic paint. You know, it's paper. The only thing cool about it is that when you're making it, you can actually imprint on it and leave impressions on it. And of course, like this, you can just attach things to the inside of it. They're not even laying on top. They're actually, I pushed them in. So they, if you can see, like here's the coin. You could see part of it here. So that's it. Now I had another thing that I was doing, another example. We used that molding paste, and I was putting it down, and I was using my my sponge, if you remember, going like this with the molding. The molding, let's see where it is. Molding paste by Golden's. The molding paste. So now what you're going to do is, this is going to be another, probably a page, or it could be for a scrapbooking page if you want to show like maybe the sand on a beach or the woods. You can use this and cut out trees. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start antiquing it, and I want to show you how it takes the antiquing. And you could glimmer mist this too. In fact, you know what? Let's try that. Let's see how it looks. Let's do something. This is caramel apple. Let's see how it looks with the... Oh, that's very near a vintage photo, huh? And then you can use a paper towel and just blot it. Or you can leave it heavy and let it dry. See that? Isn't that cool? This is from that molding paste. And you can let it ooze like that and leave impressions on it. Very, very cool. And up here, I'm going to use an ink. We'll use something nice and bright. This is One Lipstick. And look at this. Look at how pretty. And I left, you know, peaks when I was doing this. You don't have to. You can flatten it totally out. Kind of reminds me of stucco in a house. It feels that way too. But this would definitely be great on a canvas if you're starting to get involved in doing mixed media on canvas. This is a great thing to play with. It's called molding paste. So that's really cool too. Look at that. This is vintage photo that I did. This is the Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist. And this is the Warm Lipstick. Okay, so I have a little time left. So right here, I'm going to try acrylic paint and see how. I'm going to try that fluid. I have the fluid acrylic paint. So let's see how that looks on it, because that's thinner. And of course, you can add water to it. Then it's thinner than regular acrylic paint. So I'm just going to get it. I want to get it a little bit more translucent. Almost like a glaze. So I guess you could do this with watercolor too. The only thing is with the acrylic, it takes less time to really build up a color in one area. And that's dark. But you still, if you're on top of this like I am, I don't know from the camera if you can see it, you could definitely still see the texture